Why would you enter the stock market right now? It is crashing. Everything is going down. How would you make money going into the stock market right now? Well, why don't you stick around and I will tell you about shorting stocks. Yes, the same way that you can buy stocks during good market conditions that are going up, you can actually make money while the stock market is going down and losing money and everybody else is freaking out. So stick with me and I'll show you how to make money even though the stock market is going down. So what I'm talking about is shorting stocks. And essentially what that is the opposite buying stocks and then hoping that it goes up. What you're doing here is taking advantage of that downtrend, and you're actually going to borrow stocks from your broker in order to sell them and then buy them back later in order to pay less for them than what you actually sold them for. So just as buying stocks and waiting for the price to go up in order to sell them at a higher price is called a long position, this one is exactly opposite. This is called a short position. And what you're doing is borrowing stocks from your broker. You're going to sell them at a high price, and then you're going to wait for the stock to go down and then buy them back, returning them to the broker, and in turn, you get to keep the profits. So I'm going to run you through a couple of examples here and just show you exactly how to short a stock. And it is exactly opposite of a long position. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm just going to show you with a couple quick examples where I'm actually going to borrow stocks, sell those stocks, and then buy back the same stocks and return them to the broker. And since the broker only cares about getting their stocks back, then I get to keep all the extra money from the actual sale of the stocks. So what we're looking for here is exactly opposite of a long position, like I said. And so I want to see the red candlestick go below and hold below that blue SMA line. Now it works out beautifully right here, since you can see that the long-term SMA is acting as a resistance area. And so that price is going to bounce off of that, going back down. And it immediately has a red candlestick going below and holding below that blue short-term SMA. So I'm going to buy in right there. And then I'm going to wait for a green candlestick to rise above and hold above the blue SMA line. So I would be exiting my trade right here. And so this area right here is what I took home. And another way to look at this is using your RSI down here. So as you can see, the RSI is actually at the overbought area, and that is where you want it at whenever you're trying to short a stock. You want to go a completely opposite of a long trade. So you're going to look for an overbought area in the RSI going to an oversold area, and that is what you want to see whenever you're shorting a stock. But also I would like to notate the risks in this. So whenever you buy a stock, you can only go down so far. You can only lose so much money. But whenever you're shorting a stock, because you have borrowed the stocks and you have to buy them back at some point, if the price goes up, which it can go up however far it wants, that in turn means that you can actually end up losing an exponential amount of money. So it does seem pretty simple, but there are some high risks with this. But at the same time, with the risk, you do get to make money as the stock market is going down and nobody else wants to touch it. So now that I have this explained, let's run through a few examples and break this down even farther so you can further understand it. So right here you can see this red candlestick going below and holding below that blue SMA line. And another thing that we're looking for, as you can see, there is a resistance area right there coming off the long-term SMA line. And then even added on to that, you can also see that there is a large real estate area right there between the blue SMA line and the long-term SMA line, growing and growing. So that looks even better. Now you can look down at the RSI. The RSI is actually at the overbought area, and it starts to come down as you're getting ready to get into this trade. And then once you're ready to exit this trade, it is actually down on the oversold area. So that is perfect, a perfect setup for this shorting a trade. So right here, we're going to enter right here at this red candlestick holding below the blue SMA line, and then we're going to exit right here, getting our shares back and returning it to the broker. So as you can see, it is exactly opposite of a long trade. And this is another way that you can make money no matter what the stock market is doing. The only thing that we're afraid of as day traders and swing traders is a stagnant market. We do not want a stagnant market, because if there's no fluctuation, there's no periods that we can get in on and actually profit from. All right, so now this trade is actually in the middle of a pretty big bearish trend. And as you can see right up here there's a couple of green candlesticks, and that right there has kept the RSI down because there's not very much turnaround on it. So we're going to actually enter right here once that red candlestick holds below that blue SMA line, and you can see all of the real estate that is opening up between the blue SMA and the long-term SMA. So you get all of this chunk right here before you exit right there where the green candlestick holds above the blue SMA line again. And so now that we have returned our shares back to our broker, we got a nice little profit area right here, and we didn't have to use the RSI this time. That's why if you go and watch the rest of my videos on my channel, I will be showing you all of these different strategies so that no matter what the market is doing, you can profit. And now this example, it is also a very good example. You can see the orange long-term SMA line coming in, acting as a resistance area. And then you can see the candlesticks fighting back and forth. And eventually you have that purple candlestick right there going below and holding below that blue SMA line. And the RSI is actually kind of favorable for this. It is actually over the 50% line right there. You can't see it, but I did check. It is over the 50% line. So you're going to enter right there with the stocks that you borrowed from your broker, and then you're going to exit right here whenever the green candlestick rises above and holds above the blue SMA line. And with this trade, you would have profited, even buying one stock of Bitcoin, you would have profited probably about $600. And I know that sounds weird, me saying profit whenever the market is going down, but that's what I'm here to show you, is how to profit no matter what the market does. And now I'm going to show you one last example. I always like to put in an example where you can enter multiple times in a trade. So in this one, we're going to enter up here. We're going to exit down here. We're entering up here because that's where the purple candlestick holds below that blue SMA line. Then we're not going to exit. It gets pretty close right here, but we're not actually going to exit till right here where the green candlestick rises and holds. That's the key word, rises and holds, and goes below and holds the blue SMA line. And then we can actually enter again right here where the red candlestick goes below and holds below that blue SMA line, and then exit right here. And we can even enter again over here. Not going to talk about that one, but yes, you can enter multiple times on this one. The RSI is not very favorable on this one, but that is why we have multiple strategies on how to trade the stock market. So if you want to learn more strategies, stick around for more videos. Like, subscribe, and go click the links. I have Webull down in the links. Go get your free stocks. And then I also have courses down in the links. Click those, go take these courses, and go get your money.